Welcome back to Snackcast, everybody.
Welcome.
So we have been running through the book, Lies My Doctor Told Me by Dr. Ken Berry. We've wrapped up the pretty heavy chapters, at least the ones that we wanted to share with you guys. There's more, but I'd recommend grabbing a copy yourself if you've enjoyed the content. You get to read a little bit more about his thoughts and recommendations. But the end of the book, he's got a whole chapter on the little white lies. And
That's kind of fun.
It is fun. It is fun. Kick it off. Let's go.
All right, so we use 10% of our brains.
Lie.
Scott uses 1% of his brain. Yeah, but yes, it is a lie. Both PET scans and MRIs have determined this to be not true. We use 100% of our brain.
We do.
100. Your brain is always doing something all the time.
So the movie Lucy is false?
I have not seen the movie.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yes. And he goes on to make a joke. You know, that's a good or bad thing depending on who you are and how you're using your brain.
Right.
So shoot for the next one.
Right. So he said you should drink at least 8 glasses of water a day or more. He says that is a lie. That the recommendation came from the Nutrition Council in 1940s. And this is the interesting part. This was to include water from the food we eat. About 20% of water intake comes from our food. And no research has ever been done to prove how much water you need to drink, but it is probably a good idea to drink a few glasses a day. If I remember right, didn't he get into like thirst?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He definitely did. And he said, drink when you feel thirsty.
Yeah, right. The body's pretty amazing at telling us.
Right. You know, maybe your fingers are like a little dried up. Maybe you should have a glass of water.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing is fresh water, right? Like a soda has water in it, beer has water in it, but drink
just water.
Just drink water. A couple glasses a day.
One of the books, it's actually one of the books my wife has been reading. Talked about how a lot of the bottled water now has chloride in it and how bad chloride is for you. So lo and behold, the water that I buy at Sam's Club all the time, you guys will see I have a different water bottle now. It had chloride in it. And this is, my wife said this was the only one Sam's had that was chloride free.
Oh, wow.
So more than just soda beer, right? You may actually want to do a little research into chloride and
we'll see what's coming out of your faucet, maybe.
Right.
So here's another fun one. There's an old wives' tale. Shaved hair grows back thicker. What do you think, Scott?
Dude, we've been told this forever.
Forever, right?
And, lo and behold, I know grown men that have been shaving their whole life and they still can't grow a full beard. So,
right.
Yeah?
I can't grow a full beard.
So it seems pretty obvious that that's a lie.
Right. And he even said he went into the argument that he had with a cosmetologist and that was like irate that he even brought that up, that disproven, blah, blah, blah. And she sought out to disprove him and said it's in my cosmetology textbook or whatever else. And she said she finally gave up and threw the book at him.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It's funny.
Okay.
It's funny. Just not true.
I was going to go somewhere about mustaches and, aging, but we'll leave that alone.
Okay.
So, next one. Reading in dim lights is bad for your eyesight. That has to be true. I tell my son all the time.
Right. Maybe don't read your phone screen 2 inches from your face 5 minutes before bedtime.
But, man, I'll catch him during the school year doing homework in the dark, and I'm like, dude, you're going to hurt your eyes. It's not true, huh?
Not true at all.
Did he provide any research?
He just said absolutely no research. Human eye is one of the most impressive things in the universe. It can adapt to all different types of settings and lighting.
And it makes sense.
Right?
We focus better than any man-made camera.
Yeah, think about you go to a city like Houston and you look up at the stars and there are no stars. But you go out into the country and it's completely dark, and your eyes can see all the stars. The stars didn't disappear.
Right. And that's actually, if you've only ever lived in a big city, this is for the viewers, you got to go out and see a starlit night in the country. It'll blow your mind how many are really up there.
Right.
You know.
Oh, the next one's a great one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Eating turkey will make you drowsy.
Tryptophan.
Right?
Come on, man.
L-tryptophan.
So you're telling me that it's not the turkey at Thanksgiving, that it's actually the green bean casserole and the pumpkin pie. And
the sugars and the starches and
the carb dump.
The carb load and the sheer amount of food that people eat at that holiday season. I know. I mean, what was it? Who the character from Friends who had the big,
Joey.
Joey had the big turkey
Stretchy
pants, right? So yeah, no, that's completely
so.
And he goes on, he says like, there's more L-tryptophan, there's more tryptophan in beef and chicken,
Right, in other meats. It's not just in turkey.
And it's in other foods. It's not just in meat.
Yeah. Well, you know, this doctor, so long story short, my wife, in her journey of reading all these books, she's found a doctor that she's starting to work with. He gave her documentation yesterday. I didn't read the whole thing, so I won't speak on it. But the importance of tryptophan in your diet, that, I don't know, maybe I can report on that one day.
That'd be interesting.
But
we ought to do a snackcast on tryptophan.
Tryptophan.
Yep. All right, so this one hit home. My son, when he was going to his first baseball game ever as a kid, 6 years old, he opened the garage door, ran out, clipped his head on the bottom of the garage door, not only hit his head on the front, but then he went horizontal and slammed his head twice on the concrete.
Nice. I remember that.
He did not go to the baseball game. He went to the ER, right? My wife laughs and says, I almost went to the ER because I witnessed it and saw like it happen, and I was freaked out. She's like, somebody's about to call the
that's
paramedic
scary
for you.
though, when that watermelon sound when a head hits concrete.
Yeah, it was not pretty. But you know, the old rule, don't let someone who's had a head injury fall asleep is an old wives' tale. And
I wish my parents had known that.
Right.
Multiple head injuries explains a lot, I know. Multiple head injuries, and they would not let me go to sleep.
Right. I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And he goes on to actually explain that, and he says, listen, when you've had severe head injuries, they actually induce comas.
They make you go to sleep for a long time.
To allow you to rest your brain.
Right.
Right? So, like, where did that come from?
I don't know, but I swear to you, I was a kid. I was getting on the church bus, and something malfunctioned. It was like the kind of doors.
Right.
And the door swung out and whacked me in the side of the head, and they kept me up all night.
Oh, my gosh.
I was
miserable. You just want to sleep.
Right.
All right, the next one's an old one as well.
Let's see. Swallowing chewing gum stays in your stomach or intestines for years. That has to be true.
Right? It sticks to the walls of your stomach and intestines, and it just doesn't digest.
Right? So the ingredients of chewing gum, while probably not healthy for you, will travel at the same speed through your body as other foods and process just like anything else.
Yep.
It'll suck out anything.
It's probably
good
not good for you, but...
Right.
Yeah. It's not going to stick to the walls
That's
of your
a good
intestines.
one, man. Because I remember that as a kid.
Yeah. So this one's classic. He went on to say how he tormented all the people at picnics and whatnot. You should wait an hour after you eat before you swim.
It's got to be true. My parents told me over and over.
You won't cramp and you won't die. He said maybe if you can't swim and someone throws you a 200-pound weight,
right?
deep end, maybe you might cramp up and drown. But like, come on,
dude, that's for real. I mean, I grew up my whole life there. I think I told my kids that at some point,
right?
You know,
right? Yeah. Make sure you wait an hour because you're gonna cramp.
Right. Wrong.
Put your feet on the ground.
All right, last one for the day.
Yep.
Fingernails and hair continue to grow after you die.
I would have, before I read this, I would have actually preached this.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense a little bit,
Right.
you know. But does he give after someone dies, their skin dries out and contracts, making the appearance that nails continue to grow. Dead things don't grow. That's pretty blunt.
Right. Right. So we got about 10 a day we'll do.
Oh, there's a lot more.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
That's cool.
We'll do a couple more days of this, and then we'll wrap up.
I enjoy this.
Yep. Old wives' tales.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was fun. Questions, comments, concerns, hit us at snackcast@yes.fit. We'll bring more of these to you tomorrow.
Yep. Stay moving.
See ya.